Hi friends, welcome to iGNITO and this is yours Rahul Ramesh. So let's start this session with a small story. This story is of a person named Mikabu. His name is P.D. Mikabu. What is it? P.D. Mikabu. And what this P.D. Mikabu, what he used to do was, he was a humorist. He's a person who makes people laugh as his way of income. So he'll be like going from place to place and he'll be having a small timer and a bag. He is an old person with a long beard and a bald head, all gray hair. And he would walk from street to street and he would sit at people, mostly elderly people, and he would tell jokes and make other people laugh. And that was his way of income. So our guy's name is humorist P.D. Mikabu. See, one particular thing when I say about this humorist P.D. Mikabu is that when you hear his name, you have to see him in your mind. Imagine of a very old, an 80 plus year old guy with long beard and bald head, and he's having gray hair and he having a shabby dress, very loose one, and he'll be like, just a sight of him makes you feel a bit funny. He looks a kind of funny guy. So he was a humorist. So his name was humorist P.D. Mikabu. That was his name. Humorist P.D. Mikabu. His name is P.D. Mikabu and he was a humorist. So we're talking about entrepreneurs and let's take a look at the various qualities that an ideal entrepreneur requires. You know that an entrepreneur is a person of high responsibility and in need of high coordination. He needs to have a huge or a large set of skills to make his job properly done. So just take a look at it. So the first quality he needs is human relations ability. I'll explain each term later. We'll just look at the elaboration first. So he needs human relations ability, then mental ability. An entrepreneur should be risk taking. He should have initiative and drive. He should have self-confidence. Then T is for he should have sufficient technical knowledge. Now, moving on to the next one. He should have persistent problem solving capacity. And he should have decision making capacity. Then moving on to the next one, which is Mikabu. Mikabu elaborates itself as the first, one of the most essentials that an entrepreneur should have is motivation, and he should be energetic. He should have clear objectives about whatever business he's starting. He should have good communication skills. So there is motivation, energetic, clear objectives, communication skills, and now next one is a bit more, the last two ones, that is A and BU. The U is small. So A and BU, it is one of the most important qualities that all of them are important, but these two qualities are really, really important when it comes to a practical phase of a business. So I'll write it in a different color. I'll use orange. These two. First one is ability to set challenging but realistic goals. Right. And the last one is business secrecy. So these are the essential qualities or characteristics. This is usually comes as an essay question in most of the exams. So these are the characteristics or essential qualities of an entrepreneur. That is humorist, PD McCabe. Human relations ability, mental ability, risk-taking, initiative and drive, self-confidence, technical knowledge, persistent problem-solving capacity, decision-making capacity. And moving on to McCabe is motivation, energetic, clear objectives, communication skills, ability to set challenging but realistic goals, very important. And the last one is business secrecy. So these are the qualities, or the questions may come like the qualities of an entrepreneur, the traits of an ideal entrepreneur, the traits of an entrepreneur, the qualities of an entrepreneur, the characteristics of an entrepreneur. The question comes in different forms, but there are different qualities. I'm not saying this is the end of all the qualities. An entrepreneur's quality, it changes from time to time, from place to place, from location to location, from business to business. But still, when you put it in a broad category, these 14 qualities, traits or characteristics are of the most prominent and importance regarding an entrepreneur, no matter whatever the business or whatever area or whatever place he's dealing with. So we'll go in deeper about each of this quality, how each of this quality is essential for an entrepreneur. So the first among the most important traits needed for an entrepreneur is human relations ability. Human relations ability is he should be a person who is likely and most predominantly well capable of having good relationships. He should be a good relationship manager. He should know how to prune and grow and sow the seeds of good relationships and maintain with good rapport building. For example, an entrepreneur will be having different kind of relations with customers, when wholesalers, retailers, then suppliers will be there. Even good relation with competitors also is very important for an entrepreneur. And he should be compassionate to his fellow members, his colleagues or his partners, and he should show proper respect to his competitors. So that is human relations ability. Moving on to the next one, which is mental ability. It is yet another important aspect that an entrepreneur should have. He should have very good creativity and he should also be very intelligent. Because a business scenario is ever changing. Every single day, the challenges and the competitors, their number is very much increasing, and the market is becoming diverse from place to place, because now it's a globalized scenario. So the market is not local now; it is on an international basis. So good mental ability is needed to take prompt decisions from time to time based on the ever-changing business scenarios, and should also be able to foresee what is going to happen not only now and today, but also he should be able to take good decisions by foreseeing what all changes will be there in the oncoming future. So that's about, he should have good mental abilities. The next one is risk taking. You know that for every business, the vital or inexplicable factor is risk. And higher the risk, higher will be the return. A good entrepreneur should be able to understand this essentiality of risk, and he should be capable and he should have the mindset to bear the risk properly. I'm not saying he should be stupid enough to take higher risks, but he should be so realistic that when you're getting into a business, there is a risk, but the entrepreneur is a person who sees the return beyond the risk. So he should be risk taking. Then moving on to the next one is initiative and drive. An entrepreneur should be a man of change. So he should initiate new and innovative ideas, methods, techniques, and marketing tactics into the market so as to capture his share of the market and get in more profits and increase his wealth. So he should take initiative to introduce new idea, and he should have the drive to follow it up throughout that particular decisions period. And self-confidence is another important quality that an entrepreneur need to have. The more realistic, this is closely connected to this one, because the realistic goals, the more the realistic goal he makes according to his decision-making capabilities. See, when you take a deeper dive into each of these points, you can see that each point is interrelated. See, for example, self-confidence, it boosts up when you make realistic goals. And realistic goals, proper decision making is important in making realistic goals, which connects to decision making capacity. So it's interconnected. That's another method that you can use when you try to just think about what all a quality of an entrepreneur has. I'll give another tip when I get to the end of this part. So let's continue this. So the more the realistic the goals are, the more self-confidence the entrepreneur will be having. Technical knowledge is very important in these days of high competition in the market, because a person who's doing a business in a particular area, he should have a minimum technical knowledge about what kind of things, it might be machinery, or it might be production techniques or manufacturing methods, or whatever it is he's dealing with, whatever area his business or enterprise is in. The that person, the entrepreneur, should have a basic technical knowledge so as to understand how much cost it will take, how much this is going to, what will be the gestation period, etc. So he should have some technical knowledge regarding this. Then the next one is persistent problem solving capacity. So it is really connected to risk taking. How does risk comes in business? Because there are a lot of problems which comes regarding to ever-changing environment of a business. So the problems will be rising one after the other. Some may be of a daily basis, some will be of strategy kind. So those decisions he will be making, so these are also interconnected. Decision making, persistent problem capacity. See, this persistent problem solving capacity is the capacity of finding solutions to problem which arise on basis of the business, and he should take proper decision making capacity, and that problem solving capacity should be persistent. It shouldn't be like, okay, I'll solve the first 5 problems, after the 6th problem I'll be like tired. No, it should be persistent. The entrepreneur should be very persistent in solving any kind of problem that which comes in his way, and which follows to decision making capacity. He should be able to make apt decisions from time to time. The decisions might be of a shorter term or a longer term, which are strategic decisions which affect, and some of these decisions will be very crucial, that one wrong decision can actually mean the end of that business. So it is a matter of survival. So the entrepreneur should have good decision making capacity. And moving on to MECCABU, that is MECCABU. The first one is motivation. The entrepreneur should be self-motivated, and he should be capable of motivating other people so as to make and coordinate each of his personnel, his resources into making and focusing on that particular result or that particular decision for maybe problem solving or maybe boosting into the future. So he should be self-motivated as well as capable of motivating his fellow members so as to reach his goal. See, the next one, energetic, is closely related to persistent. If a person has to be persistent, like he's constantly doing, even if what all failures comes or whatever things he is getting at, so he'll be like persistent. He'll be doing one after the other. No, I'm not going to quit at this silly issue. I'll be going on again. So for that, he should be energetic and motivated. Energetic also means that an entrepreneur will be a person, he might not be having working hours, like he's not an employee, he is his own boss. So he must be energetic so as to work for long hours in a stretch and not get tired. Then clear objectives. Clear objectives is very, very crucial, because it is, again, I'm telling you, it is connected to realistic goals. Clear objectives it means that the entrepreneur who's setting the goals, who's making the decisions, should foresee what all problems he will be having, not just tomorrow, but in the coming years as well, in the upcoming future. And he should have a clear objective as to, this is what I need, this is my goal, and he should focus his own energy and should motivate himself and others into attaining that particular goal. So he should have clear-cut objectives. It shouldn't be vague or unclear. The next one is communication skills. We know that in any area, it doesn't matter if it's a job or you are running your own business or you are running a country, like you are a president or a prime minister, communication is a prime most quality that not only an entrepreneur but also a person needs. You should be able to convey what you have in your mind, and you should be able to convey it properly, that the other person also understands what you're trying to communicate. So if that communication is not possible or not proper, you cannot convey your ideas and make that other person understand what you are trying to make them understand. So communication skill in regards of an entrepreneur is inevitable. It should be really good, because entrepreneur is the person who coordinates the different factors of a business and arranges it in such a way and motivates it, and he has clear objectives regarding. He need to convey the other employees, the managers, everyone, every employee and personnel who's working as an entrepreneur should be properly communicated regarding his ideas. The entrepreneur should be able to convey what he has in mind. So it is connected to clear objectives. If he isn't clear about his own objectives, he can't make another person, he can't communicate it properly to another person. The next one, which we mentioned as it's very, very, very important, that is ability to set challenging but realistic goals. First, we will just ignore the but realistic, but we'll first focus on ability to set challenging goals. Ability to set challenging goals is very important, because again, it is the same thing. The business is ever changing, the competition is increasing, the market is changing, even the consumer's tastes and preferences. If you have one consumer who's unsatisfied, he will without a second thought, he will go to another producer, or he will be most likely going to another competitor of this firm itself. So you should take challenging goals. Challenging means it should be having risks. So again, going back to this point, risk taking. So you should take risky, challenging goals, but, and then comes the other point, it should be realistic. It shouldn't be like, for example, a company is making for around 1 crore turnover. Imagine that there's a company and it's making 1 crore turnover. And imagine that company is selling footwears regarding chappals, maybe like Bata or something, Paragon or something like that. So imagine that company is setting a challenging goal. Okay, the company's manager, the board of members are meeting, the entrepreneurs talking, he's motivating, he's energetic, he's persistent, and he has a clear-cut goal. Everything is there, and he's making one such goal as next year we will make our company's turnover into 50 crores. Well, it is challenging. The question is whether it is realistic or not. Do you understand? So, the point of challenging is absolute stupidity if it isn't realistic. It should be practical in a worldly sense. That is why ability to set challenging but realistic goals. And the last one is business secrecy. It should be very secret. You will be having many competitors, and most probably when the business comes to such an extent, the next competitor arising will be it might be your own business partner. So the the entrepreneur who's running the business should be careful about what he shares to others about his business. He should have an understanding regarding what to say and what not to say. Any business trade secrets leaking out to the competitor, which might again be problematic to the entrepreneur. So these are the qualities of an entrepreneur. So remember, humorist, PD, McCabe. Again, our memory technique. Just close your eyes and focus on that old fellow with long beard and bald head, grey hair. He looks kind of like Dumbledore from Harry Potter. So he's like having a shaggy and shabby dress, a loose one, and he'll be like having a bag. It might be he might have written jokes or something like that in that. And he is just having, and he has a long point hat, and he's walking. And the very look of him, the very sight of him makes you laugh. So, and the guy's name is McCabe. Full name is P.D. McCabe. And what is his job? He's a humorist. He tells jokes as his way of income. So that is humorist P.D. McCabe. And the last tip that I wanted to say regarding this topic is the qualities, the traits, the characteristics of an ideal entrepreneur is the same as the qualities, traits that needed to have for an ideal person as well. So you can ponder on this points. An entrepreneur is also an ideal person. He has the same traits that an ideal person has. Human relation. He has good relation with his friends. Mental ability. He should have good mental ability in academics, in creative ways. Risk taking. Risk comes in life, so you should be risk-taking, initiative, and he should have new initiatives, maybe decisions, and he should make it go forward. Drive means it should go with a consistency. You shouldn't only just you shouldn't only have something like, okay, I've started. Then after some time you get bored. No, it should be driven forward. You should have consistency. Then you should have self-confidence. Then technical knowledge should be there. Some technical knowledge should be there for any person to lead a good life. Then there's persistence, problem capacity, decision-making capacity, motivation, energetic, clear objectives, communication skills, ability to skill, challenging but realistic goals, business secrecy, Business secrecy, you will be thinking, okay, why does a person needs business secrecy? He doesn't have a business. No. Every person need to have a private space. He will be having some secrecy. He won't be saying everything that is happening in his family to everyone. So he need to understand that what he has to say and what he shouldn't say. So that is the last step. The traits, the qualities, the characteristics of an entrepreneur is as same as the traits and qualities an entrepreneur of an ideal person as well. So that's all for this session. I will be talking about another topic in relation to commerce in the next video. So if you like this, just click the subscribe button and click on the bell button so that you won't miss any videos. You're watching iGNITO and this is Rahul Ramesh. I hope I have ignited your brain with this session. Let's have another session and let's ignite the brain of yours. If you like my channel, please click the subscribe button and click on the bell button so that you won't miss any of the videos.